Did you nail it, Ryan?
No, I think I missed a couple beats.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Welcome to No Control Zone All-Star Break edition of a Roundup table. And we're going to talk about this season. It's been really, it's been an exciting season. Unfortunately, due to a lot of things, I haven't been able to podcast as much this year, but I'm really excited to do this podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun talking about it. I was talking with the boys earlier. I have no format for this roundtable. We're just going to shoot the breeze, and let me introduce you to the guest panels. We got Ryan Kelly with us from the Saltdogs, leader of the Langway division.
For now, yeah. Oh, I'm good. Snowing all the time in North Bay.
Loving North Bay?
I don't know if loving is the right word. But what's that?
It's your home province.
Hey, I love Ontario. It's just like I've shoveled every day for like 2 weeks, I think.
And it might be time to invest in a snowblower if you're in North Bay.
I do have one too, but like if it's like it's just that light fluffy stuff, I just use the shovel or whatnot. But like today I had a snowblower just because I was tired of it. Like I'm done. I'm just gonna wait until it's done and then just snowblow it out.
Yeah.
But other than that, things are good.
All right. And our other guest host for tonight is Mr. Keith Salter from the Macaulay Mustangs. I might even throw in a little bit of a surprising Macaulay Mustangs this year, but Keith's put together a really good team. How you doing tonight, Keith?
Pretty good.
Good. What have you been up to?
Oh, I just had a nap, actually. You texted me and woke up.
Me and Ryan woke him up. So we're going to let Keith ease his way into the podcast here. But we decided that first off, we're going to start with the teams that aren't in the playoffs. And this is not like the last one where I break down how we did in the week. We're just kind of recapping the entire season and how it's been going. And as of right now, it looks like the bottom four is absolutely 100% totally solid. Would you guys
interject one quick second?
Yeah,
might interject.
Absolutely.
We should do like I know you did a podcast on Bo Horvat, but we got a Canucks fan and you got an Islander fan. How's the trade, boys?
I'm happy with it. I'm really sad to lose Ratu, but you got to give to get. If we sign him, then it's a great trade. If we don't sign him, it's going to put us back big time. Yeah.
Keith?
Agreed.
Yeah,
he's right.
You like Ratu? You like Bo?
Beauvillier is not the guy that I would have preferred them to try to pull a defenseman out. I think that's more of their need, to be perfectly honest. But giving a Bo is kind of tough. I guess fantasy wise, he should do better on the island, I think.
Oh,
you give me the option of TJ Miller playing with him or Matt Barzal. I think I'd take Matt Barzal. So I think Bo is going to be a stud going forward. And let's be fair here. We both know draft picks are wild cards, and Ratu going down to Abbotsford doesn't hurt. I think that's a good place to send him. Let him play out the season with a pretty good team there, and next year it could be a whole different ball game. But
they
paid the price to get him.
True, and we were nice enough to burn his first year of ELC for you just right before we traded him. So,
you think Beauvillier will get I think he'll be like more of a fantasy asset with top six in Vancouver.
I think he'll be more of a fantasy asset, but I couldn't be happier to get rid of him.
Really?
Yeah. He has zero hockey IQ. And he skates like the wind, and he's flying around out there doing absolutely nothing. And I have a nickname for Beauvillier. I call him Bailey Jr.
Oh, that's tough.
And on Twitter, other people have nicknamed him Fast Bailey.
I know you hate Bailey, so that's crushing blow to Beauvillier.
It is. It's all the little things he does wrong, and he just doesn't do a whole lot right. And he's the most inconsistent player I've ever seen in my life. He'll go 20 games with
4.1 million too. That's an expensive fly guy, right?
That's why I say it was a great dump. For us, it was a cap dump. We were going to get rid of him anyway. somehow, some way. He was going somewhere because he's paid way too much money for it. At the time, he got overpaid at the time, but with the anticipation that he was going to work into it. And then he never did, just never did. So
you could sneak Bailey in there too.
I wish, man.
I don't think the Canucks would have taken him.
No, nobody will take him, man. Nobody will take him. Nobody. I can only hope we buy him out. That's all I can hope for. So I'm pretty, let me put it this way. I had completely written off the Islanders to make the playoffs, and now I'm excited again. There's a shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think if there's a team probably Boston wouldn't want to match up with, now it might be the Islanders.
Interesting. If there is a team, yeah, maybe.
Goaltending is everything in the playoffs, man. And Allmark's playing great, but I'll still back and say that Ilya Sorokin is the best goaltender on the planet, bar none.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, it's tough to say he's better than Allmark now, but I think
I can say that. I watch him every freaking game, and I watch Allmark a lot.
I know, but
he's having a great season.
It's just ridiculous.
He's having a great season, no doubt about it.
Well,
but it's the only one he's got so far.
One of the changes you might see is that with a little bit of scoring being added, and to the Islanders, they don't score a lot as it is, and if Bo can really get them going, it could make a slight difference. Instead of losing 3-2, they're winning 3-2.
Oh, for sure. We haven't won a shootout this year. We've scored one shootout goal. Bo Horvat scored on the shootout.
Yikes. That's terrible.
I mean, like, those points are killing us, man. Like, we just keep losing them and losing them. If we don't win in overtime, we know we've lost.
Once it gets to like that second goal, it's like, well, it's over. We're down 2-1. We're not scoring again.
No, once they get that first goal. I told you, we've only scored, is it 1 or 2 goals all year? I think it's 1. Pretty sure it's 1.
It's tough to watch.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're playing, when the Islanders, the Courtenay Islanders are playing somebody in my division, and your Islanders are like performing bad in real life, and then so it hurts your team in fantasy. I'm like, come on, boys.
Killing me. There's a point there where I was texting Ryan. In about I think it was a 3-game or 4-game period, 3 out of the 4 games, I got a -8 from my Islander players in the last minute of the game from 2 empty net goals. Yeah. So -24 within about a week and a half out of just my Islander guys. And then they also had other minuses as well throughout the game.
Of course, so to get there.
I was just getting destroyed in the plus minus. Finally, they turned it around a little bit. Anyway, what do you say we break into the no control zone? I'm really excited to talk about our season here. So let's get the bottom feeders out of the way. So we pretty much all agree that, we're pretty sure all 4 are going to make it into the bottom 4, and those teams would be Moose Lake Jagger, who else is in there? The Flames,
Sealand,
and who am I missing?
And then Keith says Sealand and Pitter
Patter. That's right. So you guys got any thoughts on who you think can grab that first overall pick between these 4?
Well, I'm gonna go with Sealand.
He's got the best goaltending.
Yeah,
I think
he's got elite goaltending.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about this. This could be the turning point for the Sealand franchise. By getting in 4th into the lottery, they've never been down there, right? They have total solid goaltending, and odds are they're going to go into the bottom 4 as the favorite to win the first overall draft pick. So if he can get the first overall draft pick, I mean, he's got some pieces already there to make it competitive. He could do some damage next year.
Yeah, he's got Shesterkin for a little while, and he'll just sign Logan Thompson there to keep his goaltending great still, and then get Kachuk if he gets the first overall. Like that's what I take, right? Kachuk is probably the #1 overall pick.
For sure. He does everything.
He's a beast. So.
Bedard. For a rebuilding team, I'm taking Bedard.
For rebuilding,
for a rebuilding team, I'd take Bedard too.
That's a tough call. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Which one of those teams? Which one of those 4 teams wouldn't be rebuilding? Are any of them not rebuilding next year again?
Well, let me put it to you this way. 2 years ago, me and you finished in the bottom, and we've been up for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Last
I
year,
think Keith, was
last
it
year,
Keith in the bottom
Dan and
last year?
what?
Weren't you in the bottom
Yeah.
last year, Keith?
All three of us were.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right too.
All
So
three of
Dan
us were
yeah.
that year.
was up there last year. Dan and Blake were
Gators.
down there.
Yeah.
Blake's up leading the Bossy division right now. Dan, even though he hasn't been anywhere near really the playoff spots all year, he is now, and
Yeah.
he could get in there. He's got a scoring machine for a team.
Yeah. But I just don't see like the four, like Sealand, Pitter Patter. Maybe Pitter Patter's got like a lot of picks. Sealand's got the goaltending, so it'd be tough to see him jump up too much of the four. So maybe
That's why
Bedard
I'm
is the
saying
way.
Bedard, because the only other option that you could have is if one of them drafts Kachuk with the first pick, they could use him as trade bait, because we all know that you're gonna get a ransom at 5 years for him, right? You know,
That's true.
you got to put him and his brother in as the new Marchands. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you look at their stats and they're both 60 points.
Yeah.
Huge penalty minutes, and they're plus minuses, right? You know, Brady's a little bit short on that plus minus, but you know, so there's options for them, certainly. I mean, Bedard would be the option if you know that you're looking at a 2 or 3 year rebuild, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. See,
You
I
can
don't
hide him.
think like I don't think 2-year rebuild, so I wasn't even thinking about Bedard, but that makes sense now that like if you do if you go 2-year, then yeah, Bedard might be the way to go.
I still,
Yeah.
if there was one thing that JP I thought did right while he was in the league, was he didn't sign McDavid until he had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He burned those
Agreed.
2 years.
Wow.
And if I was a rebuilding team right now, I'd burn his 2 years too, and I'd start gathering the pieces right now that are going to go
Yeah.
around him, right? So
Well, it's kind of
Also-
tough though. Those guys are pretty much, you know, caduce to them, to be perfectly honest. But I scan their teams consistently to see if there's a small trade or something. You know, like small tweaks and stuff. I think they're pretty much burned out. You know, neither one of them really have much left in terms of trade material to get excessive picks.
when I knew I was gonna go into that 2-year rebuild, that's when I went after Kucherov, Ben, and Tarasenko when they were all injured for the season. And if you remember, they were all injured for the season very, very early.
Yeah.
So if you were a competitive team, you weren't getting them back. And so
that's what like Blake had who's he got there? Borowinski, he got hurt really early, 4 years.
yeah.
I would have targeted him if I was trying to get to the bottom four for sure. Try to do that playing that you did like a couple years back there, TK.
Yeah, for sure. So basically we're all pretty much unanimous on we think it's probably going to be Sealand that walks with the first overall pick.
Yeah.
I think
But
so.
injuries can play a part.
Injuries for sure. And then I think like I think he has to take a chuck because how many more years does he have Shesterkin for? Like he's got like you can't keep wasting Shesterkin.
Yeah.
Like he's just a wait. He's not wasting that team, but like he's just been underutilized. So I think Sealand has to kind of maybe try to go for it. Maybe, I don't know. It's tough to say what he thinks, but
well, just as important as getting the first overall pick is making the right first overall pick. Now, I had every fiber of my being telling me to take Shesterkin instead of Lafreniere. I could envision was Sorokin and Shesterkin for 5 years on my team.
My God, how great would that have been?
But I'd heard the word generational used for Lafreniere, and I fell for it and just made the wrong call.
Yeah.
I mean, what would my team be like right now if you took Lafreniere off it and put Shesterkin in it? I would have traded Bobrovsky off a while ago, got something probably pretty good for him.
Yeah.
Big
Last
mistake.
year.
Can't look back.
Yeah.
But yes, big mistake.
But I still won a cup out of it. So I guess I can't complain too. So and then I guess the fifth team that we're talking about, by the way, those 4 teams are already mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. One team that is not eliminated from the playoffs yet, but is looking to probably more than likely be eliminated within the next week or 2 would be the Colwood Rangers.
Yeah, they can't get down to the bottom 4, or can they? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Well,
It's 5 wins. The difference is 5 wins right now.
No,
Is it?
And that's Sealand, right? So
Yeah.
Dean's pretty much got to go over
Yeah.
And the last 4 weeks, and Sealand, if he goes 500, that can change it. But I just don't see it. I mean, at the end of the day, fuck, we're all beating each other,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Oh
So
yeah.
the same thing for those guys when they play each other. It's going to be if they play each other again, it could come down to that one game, right?
True.
Oh, for sure.
Who
And I
wins
look
that
like
game?
Dino, he's not
But-
even like Demko should have been in for the past little while, right? Like
Yeah.
he's not like he's really trying to tank. He's just kind of
But Demko's
playing it
injured.
out. Yeah, Demko's
That's
hurt.
what
So
Ryan's saying.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
That's
right,
what
right.
Ryan's saying to help him tank even better.
Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know if
Yeah.
he's won in the past weeks or not, but like having Demko in there would have helped him lose.
To me right now, especially the way this season is going, is Dean is in the worst spot possible right now.
Yeah, I
Can't get
agree.
into the bottom four, and he is going to have a shitload of competition in that 5-8 bracket. We're going to see competition in the 5-8 bracket like we've never seen before.
Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be killer.
Yeah.
Does Dean have his first, or did he trade that away? I know
Uh,
he has a first, but I don't know if it's his. Maybe that's why he's like not really tanking.
let me just double check. I'll check here, get it up. Go ahead, talk on. I'll find that out.
Okay.
So
Like if he doesn't have his first, then I can see him like not really caring, right? But if he does have his first, maybe he just thinks he can't get down there. He's just why
He
bother changing
does.
the lineups?
He has
got
his
his first?
yeah, he's
Does he?
got his first, and he's fifth overall, so it's a good pick. And then he's
Which will be eighth.
yeah, that's probably the thing. But
Yeah.
Dean has a way of working wonders when it comes to that, and if he does get Demko back, you never know. But
Yeah, they're talking about Demko getting traded out of Vancouver too. Is that going to happen there, Keith? Or is
yeah,
that
I
just
heard
rumors?
that.
I think that I think that you're silly if you trade him. He's on a team friendly deal, and we all know ourselves that the Canucks just simply aren't good enough at this point. And I just don't think that you get rid of a goaltender that's had the seasons that he's had in the past, especially when he's only 4.5 or something. I'm thinking,
Like he's
not
good,
very-
right?
he's not
Like
very
you're a
expensive.
Canuck fan. Like, is he not good? Like
He's good.
I don't. People are talking like
He's
he's not good
good.
anymore.
Hey, you know what? Go back to the lockout year. He took them all the way. He lost to Las Vegas, I believe, and in the semifinals.
Hmm.
And he carried that team. So, and even when he played in the minors, he carried that team too. His numbers all the way through the minors for the first 3 years of pro. He's just as good as what the other top 5 guys are, to be perfectly honest, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I just think that the fans themselves are pissed off and they create more topics and who's on the move and this, that, and everything else. I watch
Unnecessary
all the
talk.
podcasts too, by the way. So, I see what Dollywall and the Canucks guys are all talking about on YouTube and stuff, and pretty good information because sometimes you don't hear it on
Nope.
mainstream radio, right?
Yep.
So his contract's just too nice, and he's still got another 3 years after this year, right? So
Well, it
I
always
don't think that
makes you question, like, because Renee traded him away, and I'm not saying Renee knows all and sees all, but it's like, did Renee know something? Is he in like the back pages of whatever saying like Demko's not good anymore?
It's called having a horseshoe
no,
up
I
your
think
ass.
that Renee was looking to open up some years
Yeah.
at the time that he made that trade. And because he took Markstrom back, and as it turns out, really, neither of those two goaltenders have really worked out, right?
Yep.
And
You just signed with the
so, and that's yeah, exactly. But Renee was able to open up some contract years, and he just recently signed Vidar, so he's thinking that Vidar is probably taking Markstrom's spot more often than not now, and
Yeah, I think so.
Renee's drafted so well over the years, and his prospect pool was always so deep, but I think he put himself all in, and
Well, and it's like, is he that lucky
Who,
that
Renee?
he trades Demko away? Yeah, and then now that Demko sucks, like, is his luck that good?
Yeah, that's true.
Or is he
no, I think Demko's going to come back, and Demko will be Demko again. I think that
like next year? Yeah.
Yeah, next year he'll bounce back next year because I really think that
The only problem though
I
is
hope
what what is the
Talkett's
Canucks
an
team going
asshole.
to be
So,
like next year? That's the
well,
problem.
Talkett's an asshole. So you've got to think that he's got to
Better?
whip them in shape. I mean,
Yeah.
he can't tell me he's going to be happy with losing to fucking some of the teams they're losing to.
No,
Um,
no, for sure.
and then, you know what? In terms of that, I wouldn't even, the Canucks are going to buy some guys out. There's no question. They got to. So, at the end of the day, yeah, Renee, he was using it more so for a contract, opening up contract years so he can get a bigger lineup, which he's got this year. And he's not really like that. He
I
doesn't
know.
mind rolling with 20 guys in the past, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this year he didn't do that. So,
No.
he obviously opened up the contract years to do what he's got to do with it.
Yeah.
Now, if Demko doesn't get
Smart
hurt,
hockey
is Dino like trying more this year, or like, because he was trying early
I think
on, right?
Dean was probably trying at the beginning of the year, but he quickly realized that he just didn't have the consistency.
Yeah.
He was losing games that I don't feel that he should have lost, and I agreed with him. But with the way that the pool is this year, he's just, I think if you're in it, you have a chance to win it. If you're out of it, you don't have a chance to win it. And he saw the writing on the wall a little bit sooner, and that's why he started making some moves and collecting draft picks. And he'll be back though. He'll be back.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's for sure.
For sure. By
His
next year.
prospect pool is beautiful.
Yeah.
He's got good prospects for sure.
Yeah. All right. So I guess it's kind of time to jump to the top of the charts here, and we'll just start making our way down and talk about the season overall. One thing I did want to also talk about before we get into that, I'm looking for a possible rule change that I want to throw out there. Obviously, we don't make rule changes during the season, but I just wanted to know what guys out there might think of our way our current playoff structure is. Once we get to the second round, should we seed?
I think
Yes.
so. I like
1
the
on
reseed,
4 and 2 on 3.
Yeah.
That way you get
Yeah.
a chance for a possible cup matchup between two teams in the same division.
Well, it should be that way anyway. I mean,
Yeah, it still
you got to
is
reward the team.
possible. Like last year,
Well,
I
yeah,
think in the semis,
you got to have
Glenn?
one division wipe out the other division in the first round.
What's that?
That's the only way it's going to happen. The only way it's going to happen is if one division
Yes.
sweeps.
Yeah. Well, there was a
The first
possibility
round.
last year. If Ryan had a loss in the semis, it would have been 2 bossy teams.
Yep. That's true.
There was
Right.
3 out of the 4 were bossy teams last year in the semis. So,
Was it?
so what do you guys think of that?
I'm fine.
like it?
I'm
I
fine with
prefer
that.
it. I think that the regular season has to be important, and that
Yes.
and that helps the regular season, right?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
might eliminate what I was trying to do at the beginning of the season. Because I set lineups to lose games, to be perfectly honest, because I didn't
I
think
know
that I
you
had
did.
really enough to make it.
Yeah.
And then all of
yeah.
a sudden I was like, click, click, click. Some of my guys came back from injuries and stuff, and I
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, I'm sitting over 500.
Yeah.
Just add a little bit more and just see where it goes. So
I'm glad you
with
did
you
that.
saying,
Keith.
hey,
I'm glad you did that, because like that gave me the lead I got on you right now. I guess got to hold on to it now.
well, yeah, that's true. But
I appreciate it.
being hot right now is kind of fun though too, right?
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. Like I know what I was trying to do and what have you. And
Yeah. Sometimes you
I'm all right
win,
with it.
sometimes you lose.
But yeah, but I think the reward should be your regular season standings are important, and so therefore, if it's seeded wise, then it should be seeded wise. Best
Yeah, I
records,
like
right?
that. That's a good call. I agree with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So anyway, I'll propose that at the end of the year for the playoff change.
Oh, I put it out now as a poll.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm going to do, but it will not affect this year.
Yeah,
I don't make rule changes in
You're
the
just
middle of the
giving-
year.
I just think that
Get a
everybody's
hold
still
of everybody
involved.
while they're still interested. Got
Right,
it.
exactly.
I
Yep.
know.
Yep.
I don't know if we have too many people who are going to disappear like JP did in the playoffs, and that this is an outstanding league right now, but we'll get into that when we come back. We're going to take a little bit of a break here. Okay, so we're back after taking a bit of a break, and we're going to talk about the contenders this year, which are many. But before I actually get into each team individually and everything, I just want to talk to you guys about What is this? Our ninth season, 10th season, or something like that?
Ninth.
Ninth. I was in WCHP for 8 seasons. I was in Victory for about 3 in that, and I have never seen a season like this one ever. I have never seen such a competitive season, and this is almost like a dream come true for me. I feel like we got so many good managers out there, know what they're doing, and this is becoming uber competitive. What do you guys think of it?
Well, there's 11 teams right now that are like fighting for 8 spots.
Yes.
Who knows? Who'd have thought there have been enough players out there for that? Like, they're like surprising that there's 11 of them, first off, and the second that there's like enough players and enough like anybody can beat anybody in that top 11. Not a question. Like, it's
I agree.
there's no matchup you're looking forward to. Like, if you make the playoffs, like, who do I want to play? I don't know.
I know.
It doesn't matter. You got to
Yeah.
beat them all anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's always nice to have somebody else take somebody out for you too.
That's right. That's the good thing. After the first round, if you make it on, 4 will be gone. So
Right.
whoever those 4 are,
Yeah.
you're just gonna get a tougher matchup in the next round. So,
But just to allude to what we were talking about earlier, how the 5 to 8 is going to be so competitive this year. It's going to be crazy. And like Dean, as the outside team, he's no slouch.
nope. He's got
So
players.
when he's joined by 3 of these teams that could, I think any of them could win the cup. I really do.
Yep. I agree.
And if they come down there, that's going to be a battle down there. It's crazy.
Like, there's no runaway first, right?
Could be better series down there than up top.
I know. I was thinking that. I was thinking that very thing. It's very.
It all
fun.
depends on
You
who
could
plays.
see
You
those
just hope-
teams.
Go ahead, Keith. Yeah.
The fancy stats could actually come into play at that point. Because there's a big separation in the fantasy stats. I watch them too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have both said it. I don't think that anybody's going to get through this. I'm with Ryan. I'm not going to pick one team, but the dark horse not the dark horse, but the one that is probably a little better than everybody is the Gators.
Yeah.
His numbers across the board for the stats pretty much gives you an indication. He's a good scoring team and he's got decent
Yeah.
goaltending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It depends on Murray
as far
for
as
his
that
goaltending.
goes, I wouldn't. I would not pick anybody else. Because any given week, everybody beats each other, right?
I know.
The high scoring teams don't have good goaltending. The lower scoring teams have very good goaltending.
Very, very
And
good
so,
goaltending.
in my opinion, because I know my team a little more than the rest of them, I got good goaltending, and it's kind of carried me to a point. And the beginning of the season, I was playing with the numbers and stuff, and I went penalty minutes and plus minus, and I was stealing games because of it. And as the seasons progressed, I was like, oh God, man, like winning 4-3 is great, but it'll catch up to you at some point. High scoring teams go and steal an extra goal from you.
But the problem with one other thing, I've had a high scoring team before, and the problem is if you're just relying on the scoring stats, it's nothing to have a bad like goal week. You know what I mean? And so you're counting on 4 to 7 from and some other one, hopefully. But man, if you don't get the assists or the goals, like you can beat the guy by 30 points and still lose one of those categories, the goals or assists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah. And so
your team's built like that, Terry.
What's that?
You got a lot of assists, but very few goals.
Yeah.
So that's an example of you. I mean, I'm aware of it. I know, I see it.
Yet I've consciously been drafting goal scorers to try to improve that stat. And I am better than I used to be in the goal scoring, but injuries have killed me a lot this year.
Sure.
So I've it's not like I've been depleted on the roster. That I think the worst I've played with is 18 players, but it's the guys who are on the bench. It's been some of my best players are the guys that are injured and on the bench, and that's been killing me. So like you said, it's any given week, like any given week. I think the key is going to be injuries. In my opinion, when all the teams are this close, whoever the healthiest is gonna, I think, move on.
Be nice to like see like the strength of schedule of the players you have, right? If you can forecast it that much, like and see like it's like Boston, if they get wrap it up, kind of not wrap it up, but like will Armagh play a lot in our playoffs, or will Swayman take more? Is that going to hurt?
Yeah,
teams, maybe?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
possibility.
I don't think so. I think goaltenders who are good goaltenders, they don't like their rhythm stopped.
Keep playing.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
playing. And I know if I'm a coach and live and die by my team, I'm not gonna care about keeping a guy on the bench just because his feelings are hurt. I'm gonna try to save my job and play my number one. I don't give a
Oh yeah. Yeah.
damn. So goaltenders are like that, right? Like look at Hellebuck. Hellebuck will play 70 games in a losing season as to a winning season. He doesn't care. He just wants to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the losing season he'll play because like he's got nothing to play look forward to in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So if the teams like who are out, their goalie will play regularly. You just gotta wonder if like the teams that are like will Vasilevsky miss some games like late on, and like with Toronto, like Samsonov and Murray, it's just whoever gets hot, I guess. I don't know with those
Or
guys,
whoever
so,
gets cold
I think
between those
goaltending-
two guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
Cold
both
too,
get
yeah,
cold
so-
at the same time very easily. Very easily.
yeah, that's true.
Neither
Yeah.
one of them are
Well, at
that
least-
good. Murray will get you the points.
Yeah.
Because he's got the,
Yep.
he's got Toronto's getting him the wins, right? Like, I mean, you look at Soroka, man, the guy's got a
Yeah.
losing record. He had a losing record just
I know, that's crazy. And he's
a while ago.
what 0.923 or something for save
He-
percentage.
in
He's
the
got a losing
last-
record, like,
He hadn't won a game for 6 games, and his goals against in those 6 games
Yeah.
were 1.81.
Oh my God.
And he didn't win a
Allmark
game.
was on a skid too, but he was still playing awesome, right? Like Allmark lost 3 in a row, and he was still always above 9, right? 9
Yeah.
something for save percentage. So it's like you got teams like Boston and the Islanders. They're
Oh,
not gonna
Miss
get scored a
Sonia's
lot.
entering the room. Everybody say hi to Sonia. Hello, Sonia.
Hey-o,
Hi, Sonia.
Somebody's coming for a
good
hoot.
to see you.
How's it going, everybody?
Sorry, carry on, Ryan.
That's the world. You're talking to the world, Sonia.
Yes.
But like with your goalie and Keith, like with Allmark, like even if they do lose, you're not going to lose the like their save percentage will still be up. Whereas like my guys, I just need my save percentage is not going to be good. I need the wins.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
the W's for those guys.
Yeah. Well, that's why you
But
made
at
that
least-
trade.
That key though, Ryan, is that you know in your mind that you need to get 1 goal in goalie stats.
Yeah,
And if you
Yeah.
get that, you've got a pretty good chance of winning.
I needed that.
can't
For a
Pardon,
while.
like you
over
did
the
last week.
coughing.
Yeah.
I heard him. Yeah, I
Fucking
needed. I needed
red
the,
light
I needed the
lion.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got it last week.
Yeah, I know that was big because I wouldn't have won that without making those trades, right? Because he would have taken both goalie
Yeah.
points, and then I would have lost that one.
It was a good move by you.
Oh, I know.
You gave up a lot, but
Yeah.
you got to get them,
Well,
right?
that-
So
I was
see,
going to
that-
give up a lot.
That's a big tweak though, right? I mean, getting Quinn Hughes is
I love Hughes.
He's
He's
a
a
point of
he's a
game
point of
guy.
game guy. I love him.
yeah.
yeah.
So, and I figure he's what 10, 15 goals in a good year. So fuck.
And he's
man,
only
that's-
got 5 right
that's
now,
seeing
right?
the
He might have 10 left in him this year. He started off so slow with the goals, right? I
Yeah,
think he's got
he had
another
none.
10 in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, in December. So he's
Him
got
and
5 now.
Barzell were
He's-
having a race with no goals.
Exactly. Yeah, and Barzell passed him, obviously.
Yeah.
I think was the
I think Hughes Barzell, yeah. I think Hughes, he's going to be a point a game like at Makar, and I like.
Oh fuck, he's gonna be a 90-point guy,
Yeah, I think so too. So
right?
that's why
His ceiling is there. I
don't
think
know
it's
about
there.
that, boys. I don't see.
I think
many
so. He's good.
90 points?
He's,
on that
Terry,
team.
he's already got a point a game already. Over the course of the season, if he's got a point a game already, I'm not saying he's gonna get 90 this year, but he's gonna get 90 points at some point.
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Really? No, I don't think.
Oh
so.
yeah.
I don't think he's that good.
No? Fuck. Canucks score goals, dude.
They have to.
That is
I don't care
true.
if you
That's
trade
true.
Bo.
That's one.
I
At
don't
least
care if you trade Bo. Somebody else is just gonna step in and score there.
Yeah.
when you have a losing team, it's always nice to have a high-scoring losing team.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I kind of hope that it's Kuzmenko that gets that flank side now.
Yeah, geez, how good is he? Wow. He's
Well,
unreal
Keith-
I
right
don't
now.
know. They don't
He
put him in the
spotted
right
him early.
situations.
Yeah, he did.
He had the hometown info that we didn't have.
You know,
Yeah.
No.
you guys
All right.
you guys put a penalty on me for that pick. So when you did that, you took away a few guys that I already had in mind, which was fine. I was not going to complain. But yeah, I kind of knew that when he was a free agent, it's like, where's he going to fucking sign? You know, because
Yeah.
Edmonton was saying that they wanted him. Fuck,
Yeah.
could you imagine if he went to Edmonton?
That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's too bad for Edmonton.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, and now he just resigned. So, you know, I think I got lucky there, to be honest. And yeah. So that's why I think Quinn Hughes will continue to score. Because if they move
Yeah.
Kuzmenko over that on the number one power play, fuck, he's just going to be set up for one timers after another for himself, as well as he'll be setting the point guy up and the guy in the slot.
Hmm.
The
Yeah, I
weekend
think
where
so.
Bo was
So
scoring, right?
Ryan, so Keith, I'm assuming you think the Gators are then gonna win the Langway?
Well, Renee's only 2 points behind him, or two
Which
games
I
behind him.
might add was my preseason pick to win the cup this year, and he got off to a horrible start with injuries and
Mhm.
everything. That now he is looking like the champ is back. The champ is back.
So your
Yeah.
preseason pick was a guy who's won what 3 championships in this league.
I sure went out on a limb there, didn't I?
Bravo! Yeah.
You know, one of the important things to look at though is that Renee's, I don't think he's ever missed the playoffs in the league.
No.
I don't
And
think
then
so.
you look at his team now, and you know, with no real prospects, I think he's kind of gone all in.
Yeah.
And I think he's still got all his picks though.
I think so.
He could be looking at himself saying that this is my chance to get another one because it's going to be a slow rebuild. I mean, he loses a lot of guys off of his roster
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
So
A lot of 1-year guys.
yeah, I think he's going for it. There's no question in my mind.
Oh,
And
for
you know,
sure.
that's why I don't think that the Gators should be guaranteed. But I would think that in most weeks the Gators should go 2-0. So I don't know if Renee can catch him, but I mean it's fuck. You know,
Well, I got
what's the
the
difference in
last
wins?
3.
What's the
I
difference
got the
in the
last
wins
3.
in that division?
I got the last 3 weeks of the schedule there, Keith. So I know who's got an easier one of the two.
Lay it
between
on us,
Gators and
Ryan.
Lakers.
Lay it on us. Lay it on us.
So Lakers has the easier schedule between the two of them. Lakers
Okay.
have so the tough games are Brewers, Mustangs, and myself. But he's got Rangers, Flames, and MLJ. So he's got 3 easy wins and then 3 tough battles, right? And then,
Yeah.
then Gators has
So he could go
Go ahead.
4-2.
yeah, I'd say so. Gators has me, Brewers, Wolfpack, Al, and then he's only got like Flames and MLJ. So he's got 2 wins on there for sure, you would think. And the other ones are like tough, like so he's got the tougher road of the 2, but he's got a 2-game lead.
Yeah. The way he's been going through teams, I don't think he's too worried right now. I don't match up very well against Blake at all.
No?
My team, mind you, I still don't think my team has performed to their capabilities. Like
Just waiting
until that happens, and it may never happen. I don't know. Who knows?
Playing in the reeds, just waiting for your shot.
Yeah.
Want to hear your final 3?
Yep.
You got Flying Colors, Scurvy, Saltdogs, Rangers, Pitter Patter, and the Wolfpack.
Oh,
That's
what do you
not
feel
see,
bad.
about
that's why I say that there's no real gimmies there, right?
No.
No. And then Keith, you got Rangers, Lakers, Brewers, Pitter Patter, Wolfpack, Flying Colors.
That's about the same as
I got some
mine.
strong ones.
Yeah, those are both.
See, that's the
equally-
difference. That's where the standings get set because everybody's so close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you don't beat those teams that are all in that little pack, you're in trouble.
yeah. You need those easy
Yeah.
wins because like there's so many
Yeah.
like hard
Well,
fought battles.
I came
You know, you could
came
have a
storming
600
out of the
team out of
gate.
the playoffs
Oh.
this year.
I came storming out of the gate, and I went before last week. I went 6 weeks without going 2-0.
Oh wow.
I just split, and then I think I had one where I lost and tied. And
That's a
I
tough.
just
He's got a
couldn't
point.
get,
But
I couldn't get back-to-back wins together, right? And I was going
Yeah.
like, Jesus. And then like I had one game where the Flying Colors beat me with 54 points. They haven't come anywhere near 54 points since that game. And that game was about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
yeah, that's tough when you play with their highest.
You know, and you just say, man, that's fantasy hockey. That's fantasy hockey.
Yeah. This is the easiest schedule, I think. This is what Dan has, Highlanders. He's got Pitter Patter, he's got Sealand, he's got MLJ, he's got the Rangers,
Oh,
and then he's got his tough games are Wolfpack and Flying Colors.
oh my! I could, believe it or not, I could see Dan going 6-0
So
in
could I.
that.
Yeah. So he's not like nobody's obviously locked it in, but he's got a good enough schedule at least to make a playoff spot.
I think he has a real shot at going 6-0 there.
Yeah. He's got, and then I think he's got the easiest last weeks of anybody of the 11 teams.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
So Ryan, are you
Wow.
gonna be able to hold on to a top spot in the Langley?
Well, I see.
I think so.
I got Scurvy and Flying Colors. I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I got the Lakers. I got the Gators. So that's 5 of the last 6 are not good. And then I got
Yeah.
Sealand, who I always play. like,
Yes,
fucking-
you always have a hard time against him.
Because of his
So
goaltending.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I am nowhere near a lock to keep the top spot. So I'm just hoping to make the play. Like
Hmm.
none of us are like locked in the playoffs yet, right? None of us
No.
like that's a serious concern.
Well, that's
for
it. That's
each-
just the thing. That's,
Yeah.
you know, when you look at it and you go, okay, well, the top 3 in each division make the playoffs and there's 2 wild cards. Well, fuck, you know, like for the wild card, who's it going to be? You know, like any one of us can, you know, go through that rough 0-2, 0-2, and next, you know, you're like, fuck, man, now I'm on the outside looking in,
That's right.
right? And
Yeah.
you know, it's like, so with the trading, I think that it's dried up is because people don't fucking know if they're in or they're out.
Yep.
You know, like I just
I don't know if I'm
I
in.
throw offers out. Oh, exactly.
None of us
Exactly,
know.
Terry. You know, like no, I think Ryan, you and Blake are pretty much safe. I think you've got enough points that
Yeah,
If I can win,
I
if
think
I can
so
win,
too.
if I win these 2 this week, then I'll be up by enough on Scurvy. I think that I would be close to being locked in if I can win
Yeah.
both.
Well, and see, and with him, he's a pain in the ass. You know, like that team that he took over for JP was not very good, and then all of a sudden now he's, you know, he's had some rough weeks, of course, but fuck, man, I don't want to play him in the playoffs either, to be honest.
No.
I don't want to play
You know,
anybody.
he's that guy. He's
No.
that guy that could be like the 4 seed out of our division, and he goes and knocks off fucking Blake the first round.
This
Right?
is what I propose because just because I'm in first this year, if you finish in first, you should get a bye. Anybody who finishes first in the division, they don't have to play anybody. That's the only way
Okay,
you're safe.
we'll see if we can get that rule in for next year.
Next year, all right. Yeah. That's the only way anybody's safe this year.
I think maybe is what it. Well, then how do you have a breakdown with 7 teams on the winning side, and then you're going to have 9 on the other side?
I was just joking. I don't want to play anybody in the first round.
Oh.
I want to buy so like there's
Well,
like,
see,
there's no
see,
easy
that's the
matchup.
thing is that what is there? There's you, Renee, and Blake are all sitting within 2 points of each other, I believe,
Yeah, that sounds
in the
good, right?
standings.
Bo might be there too. Bo's close.
Yeah, Bo's close. He had a good week last week. I think he went 2-0 last week.
Yeah.
He was slowing there for a bit and then
So,
he jumped back up.
You know, based on those points, then I would almost think that those 4 teams there, they, you know, you guys are going to go 300 at least, or 500 the rest of the way.
I hope.
So that means that if you go 500, anybody that's got 3 wins or less against you, you're already in.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
It'd be nice if I
Because
go.
I-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this season's been
sadly,
so
you know,
crazy that we're this late in the season. I went from 6th place last week to 3rd.
Yeah, I saw that you were in 6th last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and see,
And
that's, I
boom.
think, Terry, I think that's an important factor is that if you do go 2-0
Or 0-2.
or 0-2,
0-2 is
it
gonna kill
reverses,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. anybody right now with 0-2 is probably in a lot of trouble.
Yes,
Yeah.
anybody.
So
Every-
the one
everybody.
who I think is really dropping is Dan.
Dropping. What do you mean?
No, is it
Not-
Dan?
not Dan.
ECB, East Coast
Oh,
Brewers.
Dono.
Oh,
Dono.
Dono.
Dono gets
Yeah,
very
like,
hot
he's all
and
of a
very
sudden
cold. I've noticed.
Yeah, and it's just like
His team's so
it's almost like
inconsistent.
he's sinking.
When it's
wanna
hot,
hear
it's
his-
hot though.
You want to hear his schedule for the last 3 weeks?
Yep.
So he's got Lakers, he's got Mustangs, he's got Gators, he's got Scurvy,
Oh.
then he's got Sealand and the Rangers. That's
So he's
not
goes-
easy.
no,
that's
that's
3-3.
he's got the two hardest week teams.
Yeah, he does. So he's got like everybody in the playoffs and the two hardest week teams.
Yeah.
So,
And you got to know that those guys that are in the bottom four in the last few weeks, they're going to start putting in their best lineups.
yes, they will.
You know, if they're already solidified in the
Oh, I
bottom.
think
that's the best thing
I
that they
think
can do for
Steve
themselves.
already has a couple times, hasn't he?
Yeah.
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 You
You
always
fucking
take
just
your
about
team
beat
out
me.
for a test drive and see how she feels before the
Mhm,
playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if once they're in the bottom four, so those guys, anybody playing those guys, when we keep on saying, oh, that's 0-2, oh, that's 0-2, fuck.
It's not.
Any given week, those guys can, I've seen Nick, I watch some of his games sometimes. I've seen him put up 40-point weeks.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, that's fucking, and those guys knock the top guys off. That's standings changing stuff.
I know.
So,
Like we're getting to the point where the bottom feeders are starting to like put a decent enough line out there where they can win a week, they can win a game, and just like
yes.
snatch somebody's
Yeah.
dreams.
That's
Fantasy
an-
dreams.
and, I think we should just encourage them to look at the standings and realize that if you're bottom four, let's go.
Yeah,
Like
start playing
now,
for.
now you're the upset block, right?
That's right. Start playing for the upsets. Hurt
Yeah.
some people.
Yeah.
Just
So-
don't be me.
11 teams are over 500.
Oh yeah.
All 11 teams. are over
Exactly.
500.
That's why I'm saying, Terry, I think that the team could miss the playoffs with a 600 record,
Oh yeah, I know. I think I could be
Oh,
one of them.
right? Like,
My team's been very cold.
look, you have a 600 winning percentage. You go back and look at the history. I don't think that's ever happened before.
No, I don't. That's
I
why I
don't
said
think so. Yeah.
this year is unlike any year I've ever seen in any of the leagues I've ever been in. And
Right.
this to me is just fantastic. Just fantastic. I'm loving every second of it. It's just great competition. Great competition. It's like I don't even get mad at my losses because for one, it's fantasy hockey, right? Anything can happen in fantasy hockey. But man, when you know that everybody's so tight and so
Yeah.
close, you can't be mad at losing.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's like when I was playing when me and Keith playing. Was it last week, Keith? And I was watching, and like any Vancouver game come on, and it'd be like a goal from Kuzmenko assisted by Miller. I'm like, fuck, come on, like stop. And then I was playing Dan that week, so like Pedersen would get in on the point. So I was lucky enough. I had Hughes, so he counteract a little bit of it. I'm like, stop, like killing me, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost that, or that game that ended up in a tie between us. You just had
Yeah.
a bad offensive week for you.
Yeah, it was a low week. Yeah, it was a lower week.
Yeah.
But like it
I
was,
think
it was
low
a
30s.
battle. I was like, I was glad to get a tie on that one. I was like, thank you, I'll take a tie.
Yeah, you should have lost because I had the fucking lead on
Yeah.
you. But anyway,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. That's fantasy, right?
That's right. There's been 2 weeks.
3
this
seconds
week.
left, actually.
There's been 2 weeks this year where I was like just thankful for the tie. You and I played Highlanders. I was like, he was beating me awake. And I just squeaked the tie on Sunday. I'm like, thank you for the tie.
See,
Yeah.
Take
and I think you got 3 ties. So that's, think of it that way, is that you got 3 ties. So you picked up 3 points by
Yeah.
squeakers, right?
So yeah, I'll take it.
So it's
I think the
Cheating,
hardest.
so that
begging,
Terry's
borrow,
right
stealing,
when he says that.
conniving.
What's that?
You're right when you say that. This is probably being the best year for competitiveness.
Oh, for sure. For
You know,
sure. 100%.
Where there's just
100%.
yeah,
And
I
thought I had a great team, and I guess I do.
You do.
do.
You do.
But everybody does. And
Yeah.
That's the part I didn't check. I went, I got a real good shot here. When I made to Chuck and who's the other guy I got with to Chuck Hall
Yeah.
grade,
Yeah.
I figured, this is it, man. I think I pretty much I
Sit
think I
back
might
and
have thrown
cruise.
her up.
Yeah.
And man, people just kept
Incorrect.
coming.
Yeah.
Just kept coming.
People made
Awesome.
changes. Like Keith got players back.
Yeah.
His goalies like
And Renee?
Skirby made some good trades.
That Winnipeg combination for Renee has always been big. Like getting Ehlers back was huge. And then when Ehlers is back, Connor seems to score even more. And it's just it's been huge for him. He's always had a huge Winnipeg connection, like Hellebuck when he had Hellebuck in his prime and that. He likes the Jets, I think.
Yeah.
He kind of likes them. So
even like Al might be like, he's starting to play good there, right? Like Al, like he didn't do well for a while, but now his team's starting to like produce again.
Yeah.
So he's on the outside right now, but his boys are starting to score goals now. So and he got rid of Caulfield and got some players back for that. So
well, Brent Burns stormed him out to a lead on me.
And me. We're
I'm
both
losing
playing
6-1 or 5-2 right now.
I
And
know,
I'm also
playing
losing to the Flames.
You're playing. I think I'm playing the Flames too. Or we're playing the same. people.
Yeah, you're tied with them. You're
It's
tied with them, and I'm losing.
Yeah, I'm the exact. Yeah, it's tough. They were
I
saying
think one of
like,
the best rule changes that we ever made was good pot actually.
It's good
And
rule
we'll
change.
get back to Keith.
Yeah, you'll get back to me. It'll come to me again.
Yeah, like Burns. He's got what, 6 points in the 2 games this week against us. Brent Burns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing.
Yeah.
Just killing us.
And what about you, Ryan? If you do finish first place, do you have anybody you want to draw in the first round?
That I want to play.
And you could say me if it's me, if you think I'm the weakest team,
No.
or
I think I've done the like other division or like just whatever, like because I'm
Remember,
not gonna
it's-
play here.
no, we're going to pretend they're all 4 from both divisions make the playoffs. So you'd be playing the 4th place team in the Bossy.
I think I'd
I think
want
that
to play
you're probably
Garrow.
right.
I don't play Garrow because I feel like I have Garrow's number.
Yeah.
I put him out last year. I think I beat him. Like I beat him a lot, and he's like I got a psychological bit.
It's weird
edge
how
on
that
him.
happens, isn't it? How
Yeah,
you seem to
yeah.
beat some certain teams all the time and then others you just can't. Like I can never seem to beat you, Ryan. Like I always tie you. Or
Just in the finals.
or yeah, just the finals, or just lose by a little bit.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm
yeah.
cheering for you, bud. I'm sure. I don't think anybody deserves a cup more than you right now, Ryan. To be honest,
Hey, we all deserve a cup. We're all trying hard.
That's
So
Yeah.
who would you want to play, Keith? If you know you made it and you had a choice.
Let's say,
Renee.
well, yeah, you've got
Renee?
third. Well, oh, I figure your only 2 choices are if you finish third is either the Gators or the Lakers. So which one do you want? Lakers,
I
obviously.
just said
I guess. Oh, you
Renee.
did? I missed
You
it.
got their number?
No, I think it's probably over the years. It's
He's got history.
pretty fair, I would
Yeah.
think. But I think I would just like to get Renee to say, have a good week. You guys want all the money for fuck's sakes. You got to keep them out of
Yeah.
it too, right?
It's true.
He's
So
been out of
right.
it for a while. He hasn't. Well, he's been winning money, but I mean, he hasn't won in now. What? This is the 3rd year, I guess. Now, eh?
Or
Yeah, something like that.
is me, you, and Dean have all won,
And the COVID,
and then COVID year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
So who would you want to play then, TK? Who's your guy? Al, Commissioner Cup, first round.
Nick.
Al's not going to make it.
Nick.
You can't pick Nick. You got to pick somebody who's in the playoff spot.
Well, obviously, okay. So I'm going to do the same thing that I just did to Keith, and I'm just going to make it between the Wolfpack and you. And I got to go with Bo. I'd have to. I'd want to play.
All right, there you go, Bo.
Yeah.
There you go, Bo.
There's a Bo connection here
Calling you out,
somewhere.
Bobby.
There's something working for the Islanders with this Bo thing. We got rid of a bad Bo. We got good Bo. And now
That's
I'm
right.
playing Bo. It's got to be a good thing
Yeah.
for the Islanders. That's the way I see it.
I like it. Call him out. There you go, Bo.
I know you don't twist my words like that. I called nobody out.
And he's a Rangers fan, so it'd be Rangers Islanders.
Well, you got to like that. Yeah. Just in itself. Yeah.
Yep.
Should be pretty good with
Yep.
Shesterkin and Sorokin at the All-Star game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Probably not gonna watch any of that, but
Well, I'm just going to watch whatever Sorokin's in. Like, I've never had a goaltender as my favorite player before. It's weird.
Hmm.
I enjoy it when it's down in our end because I know Ilya will make something spectacular.
It's
I got
funny
him
that
in
you
my-
say that.
What's that?
What's that,
Yeah,
Keith?
my favorite the only goalie that who was my favorite player was Ken
Luongo?
Dryden.
Oh, Dryden?
No,
Dryden.
Dryden.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up through the 70s, of course, right? So
Yeah.
same as you. And the Canucks weren't very good. So when I first started watching hockey, and of course, Hockey Night in Canada was simply Montreal and Toronto, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't get anybody else's games except theirs. So I was a Montreal fan, and yeah, I was just like, I was in awe. This kid comes out of college and they win the fucking cup. I'm like, oh boy, this team's going to be good for this many years, right? So
Yeah.
that would be mine. But
Yeah,
no
I like it.
goalie since.
No, I don't think I ever had a goalie as a favorite player.
It's just weird. It's weird because no good things can happen by getting to see your guy play a lot. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, so it's kind of weird having a favorite player as a goaltender. It's like, but like when he gets these shutouts and that, it's insane. It's crazy. Like he earns everything he gets. It's unbelievable.
Yes, he
He's a joy
does.
to watch. So,
Yeah.
what do we think of Torrens' transformation of the scurvy from Quebec
From
City Outlaws?
Quebec City
I mean,
Outlaws.
yeah, like what? Wow. Kudos has got to be handed out to Torren for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
I
he
looked
had.
at transaction fees,
Yeah.
and him
yeah,
and
he's,
fucking
he's,
Ryan are just about $200.
Yeah, but he might win. Might win $1,000.
I'm not discrediting it. I'm just telling you is that Ryan's not alone up there by himself anymore.
No,
You know,
that's
fucking
good.
Jordan's entered in, and he's fucking making lots of moves every week.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's
Ochenkov
winning
is
him
come
some.
and go within a couple of days.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think there's still good players out on the waiver wire, I think, too. So like
Oh yeah.
you kind of look at the matchup. Like it's nice to have like that one player you can just kind of like get rid of and not care if somebody else picks up. So like it's nice to like, oh, this matchup next week. There's like what Ottawa's got 4 games. Maybe pick up like a Greg, right? He's playing.
I've done that
between-
before. I've done
Yeah.
that before.
And I think Torrens doing that a lot this year,
Yep.
just kind of having just because he had like the team that JP gave him, like JP did give him like his goaltending was already there, right? And he had he had like a good first round pick and he had some good other picks. So like he had like there was a mold there for a good team and he had some good players, right? So but he had to make the choices and he had to make the trades that he has made to get it to where he's at now.
True. That's what I'm saying. So what do you think the job he's done?
Well,
I think
he's
he's fantastic.
a force.
Yeah.
But he knows what he's doing though. He didn't come in raw.
Yeah.
No, and I knew that, and that's why I was so excited to get Torren into the league.
Yeah.
Good choice, you know. Fuck,
Yeah.
you know, and one thing I'll say is that I never see him usually trade his picks, but he already moved them this year because he figures he's got a shot. So, you know, he doesn't normally usually trade off like that the way that he has done it, but you know what? He's in the thick of it. with
I didn't
everybody
think he had
else,
a
right?
hope at the start of the season. I didn't think he had a hope of making the playoffs. No, he's
Well,
kicking the
yeah.
crap out of people.
But he's
I would
figured
not-
he's got it figured out. He knows how to use the
Oh,
CBS site to figure out
yeah.
stats and
Yeah.
you know he's been doing it for 25 years,
Yeah.
right? You know, so
KG
you
vet.
can't be surprised, but
Right.
you know what? He doesn't ever quit. He's always in it. You know, I don't think too often or not that he's in rebuild mode and what
Never
have you.
know.
He just
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I think he's got a shot. He's transformed it to a contender. So
I'm
Yeah.
pretty super impressed with his turnaround of the team this year. I think
the
he's did a
different. The
great job.
difference is that he pays more attention to what JP did. So the key to that transformation is just somebody that's into it a little bit more.
But I mean,
Right.
it's looks nothing like JP's team right
No.
now. Like within that period of time, he put his fingerprints on it, and he goes, "This is the scurvy, man."
Yeah.
And who did I see was talking about the scurvy that he posted on Twitter? Ron McLean. Clayton was talking about scurvy. And
Really?
Torrin posts on Twitter. He goes, it was only a matter of time till Hockey Night in Canada and Ron McLean started talking about the scurvy. I laughed my ass off.
Scurvy in the no control zone. We made the big time. Good.
I think he was talking about something else. People were pissed off because Ron McLean's talking anything but hockey these days.
Oh,
And he
yeah?
started talking about scurvy or something.
I don't watch Round anymore.
No, I don't either. Ever since they fired Cherry, I haven't went to Sportsnet at all. I don't even go.
My idea on that too is it's time to go do the dishes or whatever, right? I
Yeah.
can live without that,
Yeah,
right? Fuck him.
yeah, agreed.
John Cherry added a lot to CBC and just fuck because he said you people. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Get over it.
Unreal. Unreal. So are we gonna take a stab at predictions here of the 8
No.
playoff teams? No, I don't think we can we?
Nope.
No, I
Yeah.
think that as far as it goes, that 11 teams still in it. People aren't trading, so we're kind of stuck with the teams that we've got.
Which are all pretty
because
good.
people just do what they're gonna
Yeah,
get in.
all good
And the other
teams.
thing is the other thing that hurts is that the teams say, okay, fuck it, I don't think I'm gonna make the top 8, and they trade off. That just makes that 5-8 slot harder for you,
Oh yeah.
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 right? So it becomes tough. Do I sell off and collect fucking futures, or do I keep them and try to win 5th pick?
I was thinking about it, but then I thought to myself, man, you can't. This team could win. My team could win. I mean, and I was thinking, but then do I get caught in the 5-8 bracket with this team?
If it happens, it happens. You got to go for it.
I know.
Like,
I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy. I think okay, I'll go for I'm gonna stick with my preseason pick. I'm gonna stick with the Lakers to win it. I think.
I like it. I'm not picking anything.
Nothing.
Nope.
You're
Too tight.
normally never right anyway, so why not?
I think I was right. I think I picked. I think I got the year Dean one. I think that was me. I think because I think you picked Bo, and Al picked somebody.
For what?
A couple years back when Dean won.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
that was
picked
more
Bo.
like
I picked Bo.
it was just more. It was easier to see than this year. I don't. It's too hard to read. Yeah.
So anyway, we got to make a decision here. Are we going to come back?
I got to go to bed.
Yeah. Are you pretty much done, Keith?
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We've had a pretty good
We've rattled on a little
roundtable
bit
here.
about each team.
What's that?
I think
Yeah,
we've
we pretty
rattled
much
on
talked about it all.
each
Anyway,
team
it
a
was
little bit.
good to do it. It says less than a minute. So I'm going to end this real quick here and we're going to do our peace out thing. So to all you guys and girls, you take care out there and peace out.
I think we nailed that. All right, boys. Good talk.
All right, take her easy.
All right.
Night.